no matter how much he's trying to tell a story, or no matter how, much in the movie he is trying to do the action clearly, he's still gonna go and do something crazy. He's gonna go do. He's early in the movie. He got the zoomies, man.
Zoomies. That's a great way to put it.
Early in the movies, he got the zoomies, and just that camera was going up and down side buildings, and like swerving around and going dipping down into the middle of the street. And I'm just kind of like, is Spider-Man doing the cinematography right here? Because it looks like somebody was swinging on a rope and filming at the same time. Vote for us for Best Podcast at the Austin Chronicle Best of Austin Awards. How do you do that? Well, you go to vote.austinchronicle.com. You sign in. You go to the category of politics and media. You scroll down to podcast, and there we are at the top. Woohoo! You vote for us right there. Very easy to do so. So please vote for us. It means a lot and it helps us out a lot. Get yourself a plushie. We need to sell just 35 more of these, y'all. Just 35 more, and we're good to go. Everybody gets a plushie. So go to makeship.com and order your pre-order your plushie over there and make this campaign a success. All right, people. So you know what? I would say that when you go into a Michael Bay movie, and you know the man right here, I would say when you go into one of this man's movies right here, you know what you are getting into. Explosions, car chases, hot girls, slick cinematography, but that is not exactly true in my opinion. There's different sides and different kinds of Michael Bay flavors out there. Let me tell you this.
It's like Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, exactly. There's restrained Michael Bay where there might be a chase, or there might be a fireball or two, but he'll pull back a little bit to tell an actual story every now and then. That's the Bay that you see in things like Pain and Gain right here. I would even give it like The Rock or something like that. And then there's Michael Bay Unleashed, where he's pretty much getting paid to lose his goddamn mind. That's the one where you look at these movies and you don't know what the is going on. There's chaos. That's the Bay that you see in things like Transformers. Exactly. What the yes. What the is going on? That's the Michael Bay that I'm talking about that has lost his mind. That is maximum Michael Bay Unleashed, when he's out of his straitjacket, when he ain't got his medication, when they let him out the cage and they let him go. That is what you get right there.
You can't catch him.
Yeah, you can't catch him. Get him, get his ass. This is the guy. That's not Michael Bay is not my flavor right there. But people love these movies, and people love the over the top Michael Bay sometimes. Ambulance is for me that's middle ground Michael Bay. I think that's kind of I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that it hit a pot or a spot where I think that it's it's capturing the best possibly of Michael Bay on all flavors. What do I mean by that? Well, tell you what, let's take a look at the trailer real quick.
That's my brother, Will.
Cars. The man loves cars. If he ain't crashing them, he's collecting them. So, that's another Michael Bayism in movies.
I could use some help.
My wife needs this surgery.
California dreaming.
Enjoy that bit of calm, because when Michael Bay's in the room, this shit's gonna get crazy. But chaotic, yes. Crazy, yes. But confusing, I would say not. But that still doesn't mean that's a good thing or a bad thing. So with this movie right here, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Don't let the first 10 minutes of this movie fool you when they come in here and acting like, oh, we're really gonna be some deep character-driven film right here, some deep drama. No, people, I told you, do you know who this is? Do you know where you are? Michael Bay tries to pull you in, and first even I for a moment, I thought like, well, maybe he has settled his ass down. You know, maybe he's got all the fire and car chases and explosions out of his system. I was stupid, but I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
With only 6 minutes of character setup, you thought that.
Yeah, man. Don't let the beginning of this movie fool you, because he comes in here and he's trying to act. You think he's trying to make a statement. You got Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. He plays an ex-Marine he served his country, but you know the story, but the country's not serving him. They turned their back on him because this man, he can't get his wife's surgery paid for because it's experimental, whatever the that means.
We don't even know what it's for.
I don't even know. We never mentioned it. She might be a mutant. I don't know what's going on. They never tell you what it's about. But what a deep, sad tale that they are setting up for this man. And his name is Will, and he just wants to get the surgery for his wife and move on with their lives and be a family.
We meet Will. He's a veteran, and his wife has cancer and desperately needs this experimental surgery that the insurance will not cover.
So, with that, and that's about it. Like I said, they don't even, what you heard right there, that is it.
What he just said, that's more than they give you in the movie.
Yeah.
I love it through these movies. Does insurance cover anything? These movies, we don't cover nothing.
No, they don't. That's
My wife, she got a cold. The insurance ain't gonna cover it.
It's not just that, but the person he talked to on the phone pretty much tells him, you.
Oh yeah, she's like, I'm going on
a break.
I'm going on a break.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I've had to call insurance a lot. They have never done that.
Yeah, he's talking
going on break.
Yeah, he's been talking about, ma'am, I served my country. He's like, shit, I'm about to serve this coffee right now. Shit, fuck me. She said, I'm going on break. She shut him down. She said, your wife.
Damn.
Your baby. You.
She said, I'm going on break.
Yeah, sitting up here talking to me about experimental surgeries. What the fuck is she getting? Adamantium bones? She gonna be Wolverine after this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You gotta be more specific than I would have hung up on his ass too. It's experimental.
It's like you know most of these experimental surgeries don't work, right? And we supposed to pay for that? And you got your mind.
And meanwhile, she looked just as healthy.
She does. That's the thing. I was like, you gonna set this up? At least have her in a bed going.
Yeah,
What's she doing?
Can I get one? No, she's
carrying her baby all happy and shit.
She carrying that baby
Happy as fuck.
full of stress. She's like, hey, baby, where you going? Oh, yeah, all right, you gonna get my money? And I was like, for what? You look happy as fuck to me.
I expect they go like, he lying. I don't need that.
I was like, shit, I would have told her, get a goddamn job is what you can do, because you look healthy as right now.
Your wife was like, are you pulling that I'm sick scam again?
Yeah. I mean, look at her. Look at her. The only thing that make her look sick right now is because she got a blank expression. But through the whole movie, she's smiling. Oh, babe, you going to get that job? In fact, she is so healthy. She said, when you get back, we gonna celebrate. Yeah, it's like
Doing backflips.
dancing and shit.
My man got a job. He got a job.
Yeah, tossing that baby up in the air.
I'm gonna go for a run when I get back. Let me know.
Yeah, she good. She's good, but hey, you know, she got an experimental condition of surgery she got to get. So,
I guess.
With that said, what happens here is that Will has to go to his adoptive brother here, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. The backstory here, which I kind of like, they didn't show you a whole lot. They just dropped hints of what was going on, because you really don't know what's happening at the beginning of this movie. You don't know what business Jake Gyllenhaal is in. All you know is that he has a lot of cars, which means he has a lot of money, and he got a lot of scary dudes working for him. And so Yahya Mateen, or whatever the hell is, Abdul Mateen, he goes in and he tells him, I need to borrow some money. You know, you're my brother, let me borrow some money. And you know they're brothers because they say it every fucking 5 minutes in the movie.
He said it a million times in the trailer.
In the trailer, oh, well, imagine how many times they say it in the... Oh, you're my brother. Come on, you're my brother. Ride with me, brother. And you remember as brothers when we did this thing together when we were brothers?
What did you do to my brother? Did you shoot at my brother?
Yeah. You and your pretend brother. That's my brother. Ain't no pretend.
Can you use my name once? I forgot it.
No. But this moment, he goes in here to ask his brother for about 200 grand. That's the moment where Michael Bay says, you know what? What am I doing? Really? And he and the dumb stuff begins with that. You know, he goes in there and
Oh, asking to borrow money for the surgery.
For the surgery.
Yeah,
but he goes in there and there's all these. So this is where it gets crazy. So he goes in there. This guy has a family. He said, I need to get back home. I need to take care of my wife. I need to be solid, man. And he goes in here and he sees all these scary dudes with all these guns and, they're talking about. And when they get to it, he says, yo, brother, hey, you know what? I'll give you the money, but check it out. We about to rob a bank. And, tell you what, why don't you help me out and you have all the money that you need. And, you're thinking at this point, they're about to rob a bank. So you're thinking like my man Will is going to say, man, I got to get back home to my family. I can't do this. He does, but then Jake Gyllenhaal's like, oh, man, come on. I don't know. Come on, man. Oh, okay.
Even worse than that,
You make a good point.
Jake Gyllenhaal says, we're in a spot because we're about to rob this bank, but we need a guy.
Yeah.
And you just happen to show up, and we can't do it without you.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were coming by.
Yeah, he didn't know, yeah.
I didn't know you were coming by. But now that you're here, we can't do this job.
We can't get that taste out of
unless you say yes.
And the funny thing is, you don't use no common sense about it. It's not, hey, man, I got to get back to my family because this is some dangerous shit that you're doing. Tell you what, if you live through it, you're going to have millions. Just give me the money when it's done. No, but you the guy. It's okay. since I'm the guy.
Makes as much sense as anything else.
Why don't you sell one of these cars and give me the money?
Yeah. Give him a car. Now, at this point, you are either in or you are out. And I was, and I tell you, I was in. I saw it as a comedy, as I do with most Michael Bay movies, whether he means to be or not. But I think it's kind of trying to be that because there's a lot of self-referential Michael Bay jokes in here.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
How many times did he reference his old movies?
Yeah. Hey, are we getting out the car like bad boys? Things like that. So
God.
It made me so mad in the movie. It's stupid ass.
It didn't bother me. And this is what I'm talking about. Like either it's going to bother you or it's not. And that's the way Michael Bay is with a lot of people. I've been divisive with Michael Bay. There's been a lot of stuff he has done that people love, and I'm just like, I can't get with that, man. But here, I didn't mind a lot what he was doing. Like I said, because it's him doing those jokes. And there's a lot of funny characters in here, a lot of funny moments. That's him saying that. That's Michael Bay's way of saying that I know this is stupid. That's him saying, "Oh, you thought that Marine stuff back there? You thought I was serious about that? No, I'm not. I'm not serious about any of this. You know what I do? I come here to blow things up and crash expensive cars and tear up Los Angeles. So if you don't like those things and you're already kind of not with Michael Bay, this is not going to be anything that's going to actually switch you over. Of course, I'm kind of flip-flopping Michael Bay a lot too, and I was kind of leaning on the behalf of this movie, or enjoying this movie.
It's funny. You must have got tired of tearing up Miami, huh?
Yeah.
Because he's been tearing up Miami over and over
Yeah,
again.
he sure did. So now let's move to L.A., man. Tear that shit up too. Two, this is not just about these two characters that we're talking about. This is a big ensemble piece. And when they all do collide, the stakes keep building in the film. We got a hostage situation. We got a dying cop. Shit, we even brought the Mexican cartel up in here, man. It's crazy. As I said, in or out. I think the situations are wild and far-fetched, but I thought that they were exciting. I think it's one of his best well-paced movies that he's ever done. There's a scene where a guy is trying to get surgery in the ambulance while they're in a car chase. People are in the car. You got characters trading places that they try to take on different tasks. And I kind of like how the movie kind of builds into different genres, because at first this is a heist movie and with shootouts like Heat. And then it turns just into a huge a car chase action flick. And after that, and this is where it gets real crazy, after it's done that's when Michael Bay really says, and it just turns into the movie version of GTA 5. This is the movie right here, man. This is the GTA 5 movie where most of the movie you have a 5-star alert going on and you just running from the police the whole time.
That's fair.
If you make a GTA movie, a GTA, especially GTA 5, and if you don't get Michael Bay, you don't deserve your job because he just made that movie right here. They jack people out of cars. They got cool cars coming up. There's chaos in the streets. Tons of police following one car like they chase your ass when you've done something bad in GTA.
Right.
Yeah, it's insane, man. You know, it's out there, and I kind of like that, man. Now, you know, I got to do an ad real quick. So since and this is appropriate, since we're on the subject of video games right here, I need to tell you about something that's been around for a long time, and I guess it's getting popular again. Not that it ever hasn't been popular. And some people, I remember this game right here, Maple Story. Maple Story is a side-scrolling 2D MMORPG that's been around, I believe, since 2003. I remember hearing about this game for a long time. As you can see here, you're gonna see these cute characters that they have in here. There it is. You got all this cute side-scrolling action going on, but the action is actually pretty cool. The combat is pretty cool with this. As I said, I've seen this for a while, and you know, it's not one of those games where it's free to play, by the way. It's not one of those games where you have to go in and just be fighting the whole time and trying to beat bosses the whole time. I mean, it's there, but this is also where you can go in and do exploration. Huge community they have that you can explore with other people out there. You know, they have different levels, haunted forest levels and dungeons and castles. A lot of stuff that they're getting updates to right now. And since this has been around since 2003, years upon years of content that they have been building on and continue to build on. So the reason why I took this is because I remember hearing about Maple Story and at one time wanting to go in and do that because I really love this 16-bit style that they have going on right here. And it's still very popular, and that's why they want to get people in on it. So we got a lot of gamers out there, and it's, again, free to play. So got nothing to lose. Go in and try it out and see what you think. MapleStory.nexon.net is where you want to go to. A lot of people haven't played this in years, so it's a good time to get back into it. So I want to thank them for sponsoring this portion of the show, and I want to thank you, all the Toasties out there, for the support that you give us all the time. Thank you so much. Going back to this, and I'm going to pass this on to these guys, but the humor in this, it is awkward. And I don't expect a lot of people to really, I expect a lot of people to come in and say, I don't get it, it felt out of place. It's a weird mix of action and I guess comedy that's going on and a lot of jokes. The humor may seem awkward to people who don't know, but man, this takes me back to like a lot of 70s thrillers. Well, maybe not a lot. I just know that one of my favorite movies from the 70s is a movie very much like this film right here.
The Taking of Pelham. 1, 2, 3.
There is no way you can get away with this. You are underground in a tunnel.
Don't tell me I don't want to know.
That's the kind of humor that's in there, and they keep building on it. It looks like a straightforward thriller, but if you watch it, this very much reminded me of how they put the humor in this movie and how it compares to this movie right here. I thought it was hilarious, man, and I think that, you know, since I have a fun memory of that movie, and it makes me think of this, could also be why I enjoy it. The movie's just silly too, man. Don't have a fruit stand in this movie. Michael Bay would knock that shit out, man.
Oh yeah, no. Damn.
It was about 5 or 6 fruit stands and other things, pinata stands. And he did, if you had that shit out in the middle of the street doing a Michael Bay movie, they gonna swerve to hit it on purpose.
No matter who's chasing them, they gonna go.
No matter who, yeah, they just gonna go out their way. They gonna back up. Oh
Right,
shit,
yeah.
we missed that shit. There's a fruit stand back there. Yeah, man. So that, you know, you're getting the opinion of somebody who appreciates the insanity of this film. Now, I don't think Martin enjoyed it as much as I did, but I can definitely see why, because this, as I said, man, it's once they introduce just a little bit of character, it's all about the usual Michael Bay stuff, and either you enjoy that or you don't.
Sure. Well, you know, I used to be a Michael Bay hater. Most of his movies I not only didn't like, I hated them. Yeah, they were all action. A lot of times you're like, why is this happening? I can't tell what's going on. The humor was always not funny and very crass. It was almost like frat boy humor.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I kind of like The Rock. I genuinely like Pain and Gain. But it wasn't until I saw 6 Underground on Netflix where I was like, oh, I get it. I get Michael
yeah.
Bay. And so, coming to this, and plus with this movie, he's actually been talking shit about it online.
Michael Bay?
Yes. Hear me out. Because he didn't like The Island, and he talked bad about that one. That was, I was like, at the time, I was like, that's actually one of his movies I like.
Actually, I like The Island a lot.
really?
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people did not like it. It was one of those things I was confused about.
I was like, it's grounded, and I actually can understand it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And with this movie, he's been talking about how much he doesn't like the CGI. He's like, the CGI looks like shit. And see, this movie, I had no problem with the CGI. I had a huge problem with everything else about this movie. Just that 6 minutes of character development. Here's the thing: the original movie that this is based on is only 76 minutes, like not even close to 90 minutes. This movie is double that runtime, and that extra runtime, that double, is not like, oh, let's develop these characters a little bit more so you care about what's going on. No, it's just more car chase. This movie is practically a 2-hour car chase. It's just a lot of like crazy camera angles, like just having the camera swoop in, overbearing music. When nothing's happening, let's have some police cars that have been following him all day just hit a barrier and flip over because we got to have explosions and car crashes.
That way.
Yes. It was later in the movie, Garrett Dillahunt comes in as a guy who's a FBI, and he's the cliche authority guy who just yells orders at people, and they just have him pop in every so often to say some kind of macho thing that doesn't mean anything. Oh, I got him in a box. Oh, this is what I do right here. And it's like, actually, nothing's happening except the thing we've seen this whole time.
That's a shame because I love him.
Yeah, no, he's one of those actors you've seen all the time. You always want him to have that big break, but you see him here, you're like, yeah, it's just never gonna happen now. So a lot of times when he's cracking a joke, it's so clipped, or it just seems that it's put in a way that almost comes out of nowhere. Like he said something that's kind of funny that nobody really reacts to, and it moves on to the next thing.
Oh boy. So he kills his own joke.
Yeah, I mean, it's not him, but the editor.
Say the movie steps on its own joke.
The movie steps on it constantly, and man, just almost 2.5 hours of riding this thing with them being chased by the police. You're like, nobody's actually doing anything to let this happen. I actually, as exciting, crazy as this movie is, I found it boring.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm quite the opposite, man. I disagree with you. Not saying you're wrong. I disagree with you that it gets repetitive. See, for me, they actually really presented new things as it went along. And that's what I liked about it.
But the things they kept presenting were the cliche things. Like, there was a point where I was like, all right, I see what this movie is, so let me think of like the most outrageous cliche thing I can think of, and they would do it like that.
Like I said, I thought the cliche was actually part of, again, that's what Michael Bay does. He's all about the action and whatnot, and the characters were funny. They made me laugh in this. I never went in expecting them to be deep. But again, I'm not arguing with you or anything. I'm just saying that they ramped up everything so much to me. There's a moment where, all right, we got a cop bleeding. Now we got to do surgery. Now we actually have to bring in, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to continue to say anything, but they do continue to top themselves with situations to say, how are these guys going to get out of this? It seems very slim. So, being that they kept the stakes higher with me and did it with humor, didn't mind that they weren't that deep. And like I said, the characters, I don't even think they were all that cliche. They had personality. They just, they say a lot of tough guy things, but I like that they all had personality, and every one of them had lines at one point that did make me laugh. When you say the editing is, again, I'm not arguing with. I'm just saying I just saw different. You know.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying with the editing, because there's one part that was really bad. It was like Jake Gyllenhaal picking up a gun, and like the next scene, it was like he was picking up the gun again. I was like, what the hell was that?
Yeah,
He's like, me, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't. The movie moved so well to me that I did not notice any editing. I saw some in the beginning. I saw some jarring camera work, and that's what got to me. Because there's a moment in here, at the beginning of the movie, Michael Bay, for some reason, Michael Bay is gonna go crazy in the movie, no matter how restrained or no matter how much he's trying to tell a story, or no matter how much in the movie he is trying to do the action clearly. He's still gonna go and do something crazy. He's gonna go do. He's early in the movie. He got the zoomies, man.
Zoomies. That's a great way to put it.
Early in the movies, he got the zoomies, and just that camera was going up and down side buildings, and with like swerving around and going dipping down into the middle of the street, and I'm just kind of like, is Spider-Man doing the cinematography right here? Because it looks like somebody was swinging on a rope and filming at the same time.
Yeah, it just gave me that feeling of like, because nothing's going on, you're trying to make it seem like something's going on.
Yeah.
And the music was trying to constantly manipulate you into feeling like, oh, this is big, this is something big, or really so much like trying to manipulate you into feeling like heroic or favorable about certain characters. And even their whole goal of like, we just get through this, we can go home. And you're like, that's idiotic. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. He even yelled it out
like they were going to get on base, and the FBI was going like, damn, all right, well, we got to let him go.
We got to stop right here.
I don't think that he was trying to actually say we're going home. I think he was trying to talk him down on situations, saying, hey, let's just get through this and let's just go home. It's almost like it was a figure of speech. Again, not arguing with anybody in this room, I liked it. So I'm just going to say that right now that I enjoyed it, and a lot of these things didn't bother me. The camera work, I just noticed, like, damn, can we stop twirling around these buildings right here? Because it's not necessary for a lot of this. It's just, again, adding to chaos. But as the movie went along, the stuff that might bother other people, and rightfully so, if that's how they feel, if they feel like it's too choppy or whatever, I felt like it was actually keeping the action going. I love the sound. Watch this in the theater because I love the sound editing in this. The theater that I watched it in had it booming, man, and it really added to it. Yeah.
So it's gonna be louder now.
Yeah. I like. I think the music really helped build the tension. I mean, there's a lot that's ramping things up here.
The score?
Yeah, the score. Yeah, the score. The score is continuing to ramp things up. The editing is continuing to ramp things up. And as I said, I thought it was creative of how they were able to find different situations. It's a bottle film in a car chase, is what this is. A lot of stuff takes place in this ambulance, but there's a lot of outside things that are able to like take the attention away from from just being claustrophobic inside of this vehicle. I do like Jake Gyllenhaal and what's his name? Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Those there are moments where.
And even the chick in the ambulance.
Well, I was
EMT.
Yeah, I was going to say that. These
hottest EMT ever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael Bay.
Yeah. Because he didn't, you're right, because he didn't go crazy with hot girls. That's one of the things that he didn't do in this movie because, he's quick to go up a girl's ass in these movies.
With that camera.
With that camera, yeah.
I'm thinking, we're laughing, but...
Yeah,
He's doing it in the Transform movie
exactly.
in a second.
Exactly. Movie. He'll go, don't let them girls be wearing ass huggers, man, because that camera will fit right in between them. But it's almost like, we can't really do that today, so...
You can't really do that
yeah, so... Elza Gonzalez, I liked her character.
Mm-hmm.
When I say these characters aren't that deep, I think you mean your main characters actually were better than what you would expect from a movie like this. She's a character, she's the EMT with a past, dark past, of course. But I like how strong she was. I liked her attitude. I like the way she was able to confront these people putting her in this dangerous situation because of her job. Again, and that just ramps up the tension because you're wondering at what point is this girl gonna snap. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and Jake Gyllenhaal, I like there are moments in here where they worked good together. I felt they act like brothers. There's a moment where they're fighting like brothers in the front seat of the ambulance, and they're good together, man. Well, I can't tell anybody that you're gonna enjoy the things that I enjoyed about it, but I did enjoy it. I think it's a movie that's meant to be seen in the theater. I think the point, that what Michael Bay is doing right here, he loves doing this kind of action, and I thought that's where he did it well right here. Watching this, and I couldn't get up because I was watching this the whole time and thinking that I'm gonna miss something. And like I said, I really enjoyed that this went between different genres, and I thought for the most part it did it well. That heist part in the middle of the street, I thought was done very well. There's a moment here where they like that. There's a scene with that cop right there, and they are blasting that cop, and he's rolling in the street, and it was very intense. I think the movie does a good job of bringing people in who want to ride with it. But if you think that this is ridiculous, then I definitely see that because, to be truthful, it is. But I'll go ahead and let you wrap it up. You didn't get to say anything.
I was going to toss it to him.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to this movie, like, the characters, to me, stand out over everything. And I think the action And also the cinematography, the camera work, I thought was just so well done in this film.
Slick looking movie.
Yeah, slick, yeah. But I loved it so much. I think I'm gonna give it some matinee. Yeah.
Yeah. Martin, what would you give it?
Yeah, you do like it.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't didn't follow these characters at all. They all seem very surface and everything. When you lay it out on paper, it sounds good, but I remember when I watched it, I was like, yeah, this is all very surface, and it's like somebody else wrote it on paper and tried to present it, and it just seemed inexcusable that I was sitting in this ambulance for 2 hours watching the same thing over and over. This was like a high summer bullshit. I found it excruciating.
Yeah, well, of course I don't want you. Yeah, I don't want you to ever sit in a movie that you don't enjoy, man. So I feel bad that you didn't like this, but I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
I'm glad you didn't like this. You did.
But you and I have the same rating. It's a matinee for me.
Although I don't see how you saw Jake Gyllenhaal as ruthless. I mean, he was
evil.
No. His boys were, but that was one of the things that kept it going, was that he was measured. He was like, hey, I'm just trying to do what's necessary. I ain't looking to
Nah,
kill
he's
everybody.
right. Like, as the movie,
I know his father was 10 times worse and kept going back to his father.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't nothing like your father and stuff like that. But he was still badass.
yeah, as the movie went along, by the end of this movie, he was he was demented. Yeah, I wouldn't say don't say anything, but by the end of the movie, he has lost his mind, and he's pretty much he's evil in his movie, like you said. But that's the cool thing about the movie, because you go back and forth and you can't tell how this guy is. You can't tell where his mentality lies. He's very, as you say, he's very ruthless by the time we get to a certain point in this film.
Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts.